Today, I'd like to talk about healthcare in the United States and why I believe that all Americans should have access to healthcare regardless of financial status. Millions of Americans do not currently have access to health insurance. And within the industrialized world, it's really a shame, especially compared to other countries such as Denmark, Germany, and a host of other European countries, and the United Kingdom as well, which has nationalized medicine. And not only in the United States and within the industrialized nations, that Americans, that individuals can go bankrupt or get possibly even denied services for chronic diseases, excuse me, because of lack of insurance or ability to pay within our current healthcare system, which is also extremely expensive, comparatively speaking, comparatively to other industrialized nations within on this planet. And some arguments will be like, but that's socialism. Socialism is just a buzzword. So what socialism really is, for instance, think of your local library, your municipal services, the fire department, law enforcement. The United States military is socialism. The definition of socialism is pretty much everyone chipping in for the greater good, essentially, put it in layman's terms. But you have some aspects, some individuals in the country who like to equate it to flat out Stalinism, Stalinist communism, as if they're going to raise the hammer and sickle above in Washington D.C., implying that is flat out communism, which is an absurd argument. Socialism has become a political buzzword in today's day and age, and it's usually the older generation who, ironically enough, need healthcare more than anyone else and more than the younger people, generally speaking, of course. And they're the ones who are screaming, "Oh, but that's socialism." But they'll take advantage of Medicare, Medicaid, and also Social Security, which is another form of socialism. But they kindly omit that fact. Now, the ACA is a good first step in regards to reducing the rate of the uninsured in the United States. Once the ACA, colloquially known as Obamacare, was enacted, we had a drop in close to 30 million uninsured in the United States, which is a tremendous first step in the United States in reducing the uninsured rate, which helps. But at the same time, people have employer-based insurance with extremely high premiums, and even with the ACA, some of the premiums are frankly too expensive for many individuals to afford. Preventative medicine saves lives. Now, preventative medicine, frankly, prevents. Now, when you see a doctor on a regular basis, you have access to preventative care. You can save the system money as a whole when people don't develop cancer or the diabetes gets out of hand, and they only go to the emergency room after the symptoms arise, and which then it takes a lot more measures to get it under control, if that's even possible. So not only does preventive medicine save lives, it's also much more cost effective for the system as a whole. In the United States, which we are allegedly the most wealthy country on the planet, it's frankly a social travesty that we have homeless children and adults, frankly, and without access to healthcare. If someone's homeless and is not employed, they probably don't have access to healthcare. You are not powerless. Call your local congressman or congresswoman and tell them that you are in favor of a nationalized healthcare. We all have the power of our vote. There's a certain segment of the political establishment that, granted, just want the status quo, and frankly, status quo is not going to help anyone, or frankly, help lower the uninsured, because it's for profit. Healthcare for profit healthcare and profit. It seems like it's an oxymoron. The 2020 election is soon upon us. A certain candidates such as Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders and a host of others have mixed platforms regarding healthcare within private and public. So what everyone should do is look at their own healthcare and what the healthcare they want and what politician most represents the healthcare that they want and desire for them, their kids, and the future. Because frankly, the premiums are ridiculous, and we have health insurance companies raking in tens of billions of dollars a year in profit. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.